It's game time. With Odium's Sexy Boy versus Angel. Khorne versus Kislev. A tough matchup because Kislev is one of, if not the best faction in the game right now, but Khorne has some tools to do it. Several patches of buffs in a row has left them in a better spot than ever, as far as land battles is concerned. Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters across the front line, triple Minotaur with great weapons for a back line, then Chaos Furies, Chaos Warhounds, and Valkia. Pretty straightforward stuff. The other side for Kislev, Kislevite Warriors, Armored Kossars, Kossars with Spears, some Streltsy, so it is a wide, mixed infantry line. We do have two of the hyper-elite Griffin Legion and the Tsarina Katerin on her sled, with Leopard Summon, Frostfang, and then Death Frost as her only real spell. Kislev does not want to overextend on the flanks where they could maybe be caught out by the Minos. They should retreat to all their various ranged units. Looks like they'll do just that. Wanting to get a free charge on the dogs, but is not to be, and they start to climb their way back uphill. They might be in a little bit of trouble. No, these dogs don't have poison, so they can't slow them down. They'll be okay. Both sides just kind of teasing each other a little bit at the start here. Chaos Warhounds are going to get a bit of a charge on the Griffin Legion. The Griffin Legion turn and fight it, do a lot of damage even on such a mini, teeny, tiny little charge. And then they run away again. Now these Minotaurs need to be careful because they're running into pistol and arrow territory. On the far side, another dog is dead. So both the dogs took an awful lot of damage from the Griffin Legion. Looks like the small arms fire will dissuade the Minotaurs from pursuing this any further as Valkia tries to chase down the Tsarina. Kislev's looking to not break their lines too much because they don't want to get distracted by Valkia, who is a teeny tiny target and has the demon shield every so often. And they do want to blunt this Khorne assault before it can really hit them, so the Bloodletters and the Minotaurs are the focus of the mainline firing. Griffin Legion seem to dominate the flanks for now, but oh no, just as I say that, they get in a bad engagement. It looks like the Minos got the charge on them somehow, and now Chaos Furies are going to try and wrap them up, trapping them with the Minotaurs. Bad situation for all now. There is a lot of covering fire, but still the Griffin Legion is going to take a lot of damage, and that's an expensive unit to lose this early, and the Bloodletters are also coming up this flank to kill off those archers, so a bit of a disaster for Kislev on the, what would that be? Eastern flank. For the center, the Bloodletters and Exalted Bloodletters found their targets. They did get into the infantry, which is just where they want to be. They will kill these guys so fast. It's insane. As the last Minotaurs try and come up. Now, the Tsarina gets a good charge through, does some good damage to the Bloodletters, while also still avoiding Valkia all the way. We can see the Chaos Furies have moved on to harassing Kossars with spears, while the Armored Kossars are fighting a losing battle against the Bloodletters of Khorne. Brave though the Kislevites may be, they are armored infantry fighting an anti-armor, anti-infantry infantry. Minotaur still chasing around Griffin Legion in the back, and the Tsarina swiggity-swooting through the Khorne forces, as that's going to be a nasty Frostfang, and the Exalted Bloodletters sees like Khorne sees it, tries to dodge, takes a little bit of damage anyway, does try to dodge, but the other Griffin Legion is also still getting run around by other Minotaurs, so both the Griffin Legions having a tough time really making an impact on this game, but the Tsarina is not. She is definitely having a good impact, killing off multiple Bloodletters through cycle charging. Archer's trying to help out, kill the other Bloodletters while the Chaos Furies backed off for now. I wonder what they were worried about, but it looks like they're going back for another target soon, while the Tsarina continues to go burr, just straight through everybody, constantly picking new targets, and always finding a good charge, especially that one that went right down the line. I've seen like two like that now. She is doing fantastically well, and it scares and alarms me to no end. Where at the start of the game, it was the eastern flank, this one, doing poorly, and the western flank, that one, holding on okay. The tides have turned. Now the eastern flank is doing pretty well. It will stabilize soon in a Kislevite victory, but the center and the western flank are abject failure. Complete disasters. As Khorne is overrunning them both, the center is now just one almost dead Streltsy and one almost dead Armored Kossar. Meanwhile, we still have very healthy Minotaurs coming down the slopes. The Griffin Legion do at last find a downhill charge onto some Minotaurs, but they have great weapons. That Horn of Khorne, that's a lot of stats, and the Griffin Legion just get massacred. The last of the Bloodletters in the east is dead. Valkia has been taking slow Death Frost, though I imagine she's been mitigating a lot of that damage with Demon Shield. she really isn't that dead, considering that's the only spell that's been cast. It's been casting her constantly. Meanwhile, in the distance, Streltsy reform lines a little bit. They're going to get shots off here and there where they can. That is still a 3rd health Exalted Bloodletter. Yeah, it's actually just under half. The visual is a little deceptive. Still have a full health Mino over there. Katerin is nearby. Only has 4 ammunition left on the little ice chariot, and the Streltsy are getting shots off onto the Minos, who have run straight into armored Kossars. It's all a bait. It's all a ruse. Prepare to get shot by a lot of arrows. Just a lot of arrows. Here comes the Snow Leopard. A Demon Shield pre-popped. Don't love that. Probably should save it for the next Death Frost we all know is coming. Valky's going to try and dive in onto Katerin now. Kislev lowland fighters are all starting to rout away or pop Fire Blood, either or. But the Overwatch fire of 2 pretty healthy archers is doing really good work, as these Bloodletters are about to disintegrate. These Minos are about to rout. Then we have the Exalted Bloodletters left, which Katerin has another Frostfang in her back pocket, which she does. Yeah, she could do a lot of damage to them. Looks like it's going to go for them now. Can't dodge it in time, as they get charged as well. Good bit of damage on the Exalted Bloodletters. They're not ready to give up just yet. Another Death Frost is out for Valkia. Balance power is 50-50. Kislev is doing the mortal faction thing versus the demonic faction, where they just keep slowly rallying bit by bit. And the demons, when they die for real. These Exalted Bloodletters are trying to fight, trying to stay in this thing, down to a paltry amount of strength, but they're there. They're there. The Griffin Legion have rallied. Archer's still firing into the healthy Minotaur. And a Snow Leopard's even going to go for rear charge. I think he's dwindling on life. Yeah, he has 2 seconds left. But they've done decent damage to the Minos that were once full HP. They're down to half. Can Kislev seal the deal? Katerin, no ammunition. Who knows how much Winds of Magic is left for her. Kislev does have some Griffin Legion, but they're going for an uphill charge against the Minos right now, as Kossars and Spears stand their ground. Really want to take down these Bloodletters. Oh, I forgot Glorious Charge has a leadership debuff to it, doesn't it? Yeah. It gets like attacked in flank even if they attack you in the front. Could help take out these guys. Does not look like it will just yet. Death Frost is down again. I haven't seen Demon Shield in a while though, so it should be up to mitigate a lot of this. You'd think. Bloodletter's clutching on to a 700 HP. Huh, no Demon Shield. Damn, well she just took that full Death Frost. Kislevites keep limping back to the battlefield to fire their pistols and bows and arrows at the Minotaurs at core, and meanwhile a rear charge to the Griffin Legion should finish off the Exalted Bloodletters at last. There they go. Valkia is very low, and the Tsarina continues to just be a nuisance and kite them out. Looks like the Minotaurs have realized they can't chase her down. They leave that to Valkia, and they need to go kill off the last of these annoying little flies that poke at them every so often. Griffin Legion charging in and trying to keep the Minotaurs on top of the Kisvite warriors, but then they back off to make room instead for pistol shots to ring through. And overall, they're just baiting the Minotaurs to run around and get as much range damage onto them as they can. Kossars shooting in the back. Now the armored Kossars will be charged in the front. Rout them, and I imagine the Minotaurs will make their next target all the way over there. And another Death Frost onto Valkia. This one is mitigated by the Demon Shield. Demon Shield takes 10 seconds out of those 15. And just wastes them. Still a little bit of damage here and there onto Valkia, and the Tsarina continues to just run away. Kislevite halberds poke at the flanks of the Minotaurs as they run away. They're going to go find a different and better attack angle. And Tsarina turns back towards her troops who do really need her. Her Encourage Aura might keep the halberds in the fight for just a second or two longer, but one of them routs and even shatters. Another one's going to rout. It rallies for now. Because the Tsarina's Encourage Aura. Never mind. There you go. See, shattered. Valkia still trying to charge the Tsarina and just been having so much trouble with it as more and more Kisvite infantry start to shatter away. Another Death Frost is out onto Valkia as the Tsarina continues to just run as fast as you can. And unless there's a Demon Shield, that might actually kill Valkia, as Tsarina's actually just going to take the fight. Does have bonus versus infantry, which is useful against Valkia, and Valkia tries to opt out. There are Minos coming, trying to protect the Lady of Khorne. Kislev's trying to get the kill quick. 58 HP. The Death Frost doesn't quite do it, neither do the attacks, and now the Tsarina is running away as some of her troops are rallying to help out. Griffin Legion trying to get a downhill charge. They're at 0 leadership, and they do rout. Kossars were rallying for a second, gonna get maybe a shot off before they rout as well. We have some Kizilite warriors. Can they rally to the Tsarina's aid? Maybe, maybe not. She's trying to stay with Valkia, trying to make sure that Lady of Khorne actually goes off the battlefield, so maybe the Minotaurs will break of their own volition. Those Kizilite warriors look so small and insignificant compared to the Minotaurs, just destroying them. And Katerin goes for a cheeky little charge until her Kossars come back, and then she realizes she can pull back towards them. Times 2 speed. Just for a second here. Valkia has rallied in the distance. But it's getting rough. Only if the Minos can get a real solid charge onto the Tsarina can they win this. And it looks like she's going to try and hold them in place so they don't shatter her precious Kossars. You can see how much damage she takes from them. So she doesn't want to be left alone with them. She really needs these Kossars to be around and needs them to keep shooting. So is just trying to delay them as much as possible while also being cheeky enough to not fully commit to a fight and actually die. Horn of Khorne is popped for the Minotaurs, so they cannot miss now. Their melee stats are just too high. Valky's trying to come back. 0 leadership for her. Minos are holding. Balance of power goes heavily to Kislev, but it's not over just yet. Don't you give in. Never give in. But there is army losses. As Khorne just couldn't keep the balance of power high enough. Very, very close game. And a joy to cast. Bloodletters did fine. They're not going to get crazy value, but they did cleave through a lot of Kislevites, and hell, some of them got really good value, these two, but the rest just had to clear out chaff. Minos did great. Furies actually did very well. For Angel, Tsarina put that entire game on her back, and it was kind of insane. 2,900 value is not enough to describe how much work she did. Meanwhile, the Kizilite mixed infantry did pretty darn well overall, as they usually do. The Griffin Legion got slammed. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.